Welcome, welcome, welcome. Last week tonight with John Oliver. Okay, welcome to first period live stream of the New York Islanders at the Montreal Canadiens. Hopefully Montreal will win and break their winless streak of 8 games. If they lose tonight, it'll tie I don't know if it's a record. I think they've lost more than 9 games at one point, but it goes back to 1939-40 season. Hey, Scotty, how's it going, buddy? So if they lose tonight, it goes to it's an 80-year. They tie an 80-year. It's not a record because I heard they won more than that once. Yeah, 12. There you go. Galley's saying 12 losses, but they haven't lost 9 games in 80 years. So let's hope that doesn't happen tonight. Hey, Joe Galley, Scott, welcome in, guys. Hopefully we got a win tonight. I hope so. You know, it's kind of set up pretty good for a win. I have a feeling, I think they're better matched up here than they were against Boston. That's for sure. The Isles don't have the power play Boston has. No, I was super busy today. I saw the video, haven't gotten around to it. Sorry, buddy. But I think I saw the goal already. I don't know if it's from the last game, but I will check it out. I could not today. Could not. Hey, Peter. Thanks for coming in, all you guys. So, let's hope tonight they break this winless. It's a winless streak. Remember, it's not the same as a losing streak exactly because they did get points here. They got 2, I think, out of this winless streak. So who you guys figuring is going to open the scoring for us tonight? Assuming we get any goals. Well, we should. They've got a really good defense there for the Islanders. They've got a good defense. And one of the things that's a worry here is the Habs might look like they're outplaying them and all that stuff. But the problem is the Islanders really are great at taking advantage of mistakes. You make a mistake, they put it in the net. So they got to play a very mistake-free game. Stay out of the penalty box because the way our penalty kill is going, still I don't want to rely on it. And what do I think of the Fire Julian talk? Actually, I'll talk about it here, but it's going to be a big part of the subject of my podcast tomorrow. I don't think he's getting fired. I don't think so. He hasn't lost this room. They played really good the last couple of games. Come on, move up there. So I think it's a lot of excited, emotional fans that want to see a change, and I don't think that's the change to make. Change needs to come on the back end. In the pregame warm-up, our players were paying tribute, to all the former captains. It's captains. It's Captains Week or something like that. So it's not just past superstars. They're all former captains. Oh, okay, this is something different then. Because it's Captains Week. All the captains who could make it here are all here. Yeah, Scott's saying, please Habs win. Thoughts on Primo? Yeah, I hope he's not in nets tonight. I think my thought is this. They're going to play him a couple of games. 1 or 2, they want to check him out, see what he's got, and send him back. Give him a taste for the big league and see what they've got in case they need. Because I imagine they've got to make a move here. I don't know. Do you think Kincaid can go down there and find his game? I don't know. So I don't think Primo's the answer because the problem wasn't totally in net. If we could fix the defense, it's going to help fix the goaltending, right? That's how I look at it. Do I think Primo is ready? I don't know. At 11 games or 12 games into his professional career, I think it's early to tell. He had 5 games. His last 5 games down there weren't the greatest. So I don't know. I don't understand why they're bringing him up. I guess they really don't have any confidence at all in Lindgren, and they want to see what he can do. I think they're going to give him a game, maybe 2, and then he's going back down. That's my opinion, and Kincaid will come back up. I imagine, since I didn't hear anything, Kincaid must have cleared waivers. So once he clears waivers, he can come back up, I think, without having to go through waivers. So I think that's their plan, really. I'm not 100% sure they weren't hoping that Kincaid would get picked up on waivers and the problem's gone and they could move on. I don't know. Yeah, Price is in nets tonight. I mean, I couldn't see it being any other way. Islanders are not a team to... and then they play Colorado on Thursday. So I don't think that's a game to put Primo in either. And I'm figuring it's against the Rangers on Friday. And remember, it's back-to-back games Thursday, Friday. No game Saturday. No game Saturday. So since you guys are here, you're probably going to be Saturday Hockey Talk. I think I might do Saturday Hockey Talk at like 7. Just to make it a little earlier and allow some of the people who might not, they go out, they might not be able to be there. So look for it at 7 on Saturday. There's no game. So we're just going to have an hour and a half just to chat. And should be fun. Through his first 8, Primo was top 3 in save percentage in the AHL. His numbers did have a little bit of a fall. No, that he had his last 5 games I heard haven't been great. So we'll see. I don't really understand. For me, I don't understand the reasoning behind bringing Primo up. Unless they're thinking of putting him in a trade and they want to showcase him. I don't know. Okay, Joe's saying this Primo call-up can end up in 2 ways. Either he'll go back to Laval or he'll convince management that he deserves to be here. I'm hoping for the second one. Well, this is true. I'm sure they're definitely giving him a good game. If he plays a game and he's lights out, say, he's going to get another one. If he's lights out, he's going to get another one until I think. So it's a possibility. We got another Patrick Roy, Ken Dryden here. It is a possibility, obviously. I'm not naysaying everything, but I just, he's 20 years old. He's played 11 or 12 professional games. I don't know. We'll see. It's been done before, so look, Binnington did it last year, didn't he? So I'm not saying Primo's a Binnington, and I hope in the long run he is, but I don't know. Could be a blessing in disguise. It could be. It's like I said, it's happened at least twice that I know. That's Roy and Dryden. So it's happened before. I've seen it happen before. It's hard to predict, though. You can't predict something like that. So it could happen, and he could really suck the bag. And on his first time out. And then I wonder, see, this is the thing I'm worried about. He comes out, it's his first time, he might have a bad game. Then what is toxic Twitter going to do? What are the toxic fans going to say? I think it's bad. What is Lindgren's situation? Can he be brought up without going on waivers? No. Oh, wait a second. He had to clear waivers at the beginning of the season to go down. So I don't know that. I know if you clear going down, you don't have to, but I don't know if there's a time frame there. So I don't think he has to clear to come up, but I don't know about the time frame once you send the guy down in the first place. I'm not watching it because I'm talking to you guys, but I can see it out of the corner of my eye. The intro. And he's asking, is anybody watching the intro? There's really something really nice on the ice. I can see it. Yeah, Habs do the best tributes and opening shows and stuff. I can't hear. I have the music down because I don't want a copyright strike. So. And I'll tell you something. If you think I'm cautious about copyright strikes, I just heard about someone. They were doing a family vlog, and their kids were in the background singing "Living on a Prayer" by Bon Jovi, and they got a copyright strike on that. So, gotta be very careful. Hey, Paul, how's it going, Remo? Thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it. Did I miss anything? Let's see. I might have missed something farther back. Saku's always great. Oh, hey, that's Alexander there. That Alexander? Yeah. Hey, Alexander. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Geez, what time is it over there? Gotta be early in the morning over there. They showed prices 31, 315 jersey. Yeah. Yeah, listen, Carey Price is a big part of this team. They're not going to leave him out. They don't want to piss him off or feel bad or whatever, So I wonder how long. I guess it's going to be about a 7:15 start. So it's cool. We get a chance to chat a little bit. Henri Richard's too bad he's got Alzheimer's. He doesn't even remember that he was a hockey player, apparently. It's really sad. Great hockey player, Henri Richard. I got to tell you guys. You talk about a small player who could play. It was Henri Richard. Yeah, you let me know somehow that you changed your name. I remember. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming in. Are you watching the game? Can you watch the game out there? I don't know. If not, there's a way to do it on the internet. I watch on the internet. I don't. I'm not paying for. I don't watch TV anymore. I'm always online. So. Hey Shaw, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Bob Gady, yeah, I love Bob Gady. It's too bad he wasn't a better GM. But what a great hockey player. What a great hockey player. Back in the day, look at him. You guys don't remember them from these pictures, man. They're just those are how I remember them. I'm good, Shaw. Thanks a lot, buddy. There he is, putting on a little weight. Been through a lot, this guy. His daughter passing away, his wife from cancer. He's had a tough life. That's true. Chelios was a captain, wasn't he? For one season, he was a co-captain with Carbo. I heard, this is a story I heard about Chelios. I think Chelios and Matt Schneider. I'm not positive now this whole story, but one of them, and I think it's Chelios, slept with somebody's wife, and that was one of the big problems in the dressing room. I think it's what led to Chelios being traded. He slept with somebody's wife. That's what I heard. And I used to know some people who knew stuff. So I don't know if it's true. It's alleged. This is alleged. I'm not saying this happened, but that's what I had heard. This intro's nice. Love how they're looking at their old pictures before walking. Yeah, that's kind of a nice touch to do that. To look at that wall. There's, that's Mike Keane. I haven't seen Mike Keane in ages. Look at him. Would not recognize him for my life. Wow. Although the face is still there. It's weird to see him without hair. Hey, Shaw, we're here right through the first period, so come on back when you're ready. Hey, Alexander's got to be. I can't imagine having to get up in the middle of the night to watch the games. I saw somebody did something on Twitter. People were complaining about late games and all that. And the guy said, yeah, try being a fan in Europe and loving the Habs. Saku. Well, Damfus you guys are ahead of me. Remember, I'm about 30 seconds or so behind you. I'm seeing Damfus come out now. There's Saku. What a great hockey player. He just what a great leader. He's the kind of guy, if he was your captain, you go through the wall for him. Yeah, he's still in great shape. It's only like I'm going to say 3-4 years since he retired. It's not that long since he's retired. There's Gianta. Not a great era, though. I'm not saying he's... I'm nothing against Brian Gianta in any way, but it wasn't a great era. Patch Reddy might be playing. I'm not sure. I imagine he's playing. Hey, Zach. How's it going, buddy? What's the score after first going to be, I guess? I'm calling for a 4-3 win for Montreal, so I don't expect to be high. I kind of expect maybe even a 1-1 tie. I think there's going to be a tight game. I don't think you're going to see Montreal run away with it, or the Islanders either. So, I kind of see a 1-1 tie. I can see this game going to overtime or a shootout even. So, yeah, I'm expecting a good, exciting, edge of your seat, heart in your chest. Well, it's in your chest, in your throat. Game again. It's not going to be easy getting out of this rut. They got the Islanders tonight. They got Colorado coming in on Thursday. It's not going to be easy, but I said it the other day. It didn't happen. But the Sunday game, they played really well, and they could have beat Boston if not for a couple of mistakes. They capitalized on that power play. I mean, what are you going to do? But if they play that kind of game here tonight, I kind of expect a win. They got to play that kind of hockey, and they're capable of it. Look at Yvonne Cornway. He's getting old, man. Fuck. Oops, did I swear? Sorry about that. What did I expect from Pekka? They threw Pekka into this call-up was... I don't even know why they called him up. Something maybe we don't know about. I don't think he was playing that well that he did. I thought they'd call up Vadimo before they call up anybody else. Surprise. Is Corson there? Was Corson a captain here? I don't think he was, eh? It was Edmonton he captained. I love Corson. Great. Love that guy. Do I miss Subban? No, actually, I'll tell you, I'm not against Subban or anything like that. But, no, I think Weber's done a great job to fill that role. And quite frankly, Subban ain't the player that he was. Something wrong with Subban. And I heard somebody saying, and I kind of agree with this assessment, their prediction is that Subban will be retired and out of the league before Shea Weber retires. And look at the way he's playing. I don't know if it's just what's going on in New Jersey, but he doesn't look like the same Subban. Look at his points. I mean, he's not there like he was anyway. So I don't know. But I mean, do I miss him? No. I don't think, nothing against him. He was my favorite guy when he was here. But I mean, no, I think the team's doing just well without him. Was that what happened? Domi fell down? I thought I saw that. Okay, Joe's saying Pika was called up because he was on a roll recently in Laval. We had placed him on the same line with McCarron and Barber. He was on a hot streak. Okay. But I mean, I guess he gets another chance. I don't know. I guess maybe in place of Hudon, since Hudon hasn't done much, they'll probably sit Hudon. I don't know. I haven't heard of Pekka's playing tonight, so we'll see. Subban has been awful lately. No interest in him anymore. After Montreal, he really fell off. He did. And especially, he's got so much of a life with his wife and all the celebrity garbage and stuff. I imagine his focus isn't there like it used to be, for hockey. I keep faith. Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming in, bud. Is the plan for Kikane to start the next dozen Laval games to get his game back? I don't even think that many. I think, from what I've heard, is 5. They'd like him to get 3 to 5 games in there, see how he's doing, and I think that's when they'll bring him back up. So the plan, they say, is for him to find his game down there. I heard Julian talk about it. He didn't sound all that enthusiastic. So I don't know. That's why I say I think maybe they were hoping he'd get picked up. Hey, Nolan. How's it going, buddy? Joe, gotta say, McCarron has played very well since coming back. It shows that Bouchard has really helped him. Wouldn't mind him getting a call-up. I think it's really finally developed. It's also a question of, I guess, there was the truth about his shoulder. Remember the beginning of the season? He had in the offseason, he had shoulder surgery. But, it's a little too little too late. How late in his career is he going to get a... if he comes up, he'll be a fourth liner, I guess, at best, right? But I guess it's better than nothing. Zach's asking, Rick, is this... Oh, I lost my feed. Hang on, gotta fix my feed. Okay, it fixed itself. This is really random, but you seem like the kind of guy I'd want to sit down and have a beer with during the game. Yeah, I hope so. I don't see why not. I'm just a regular guy like you guys. There's no difference. I put a camera on me and talk online. That's about it. But yeah, well, I'm hoping at some point we'll do, I guess, with the local guys. I don't travel much. I'd like to do that one day. Do a sit down, meet somewhere, have a sit down, have a couple of brews together, talk hockey, stuff like that. So it might happen. I don't know if you guys watch Hands Down Hockey. Justin, he's planning to come to Montreal for a game in January. He said if that works out, he's going to try to get together with people from Montreal. So we might end up doing that. If any of you guys come along, I'm probably going to be there and we'll meet. Hey, Riley, I don't know if I've seen your name up there. Thanks. Appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. And welcome in. Thanks for coming. I haven't seen your name up there before. If I have, I don't remember. But thanks for coming in. Joe, well, McCarron's more of a tough guy than anything. You can never go wrong with having another tough guy. And look at the size. We could use some of that size on just having him out there helps. My thoughts on him, Caulfield snapping his cold streak and that cold streak in the first place. Well, when I predicted that he's going to get 60 goals in the NCAA, it's kind of optimistic. It's every player goes through an up and down at some point in a season. And I just think it's just that, he had a slump and he's snapped out of it. I wouldn't imagine that he was going to have that kind of a slump the rest of the season. So, yeah, I would think it's nothing more than a slump. And in the long run, this Habs winless streak is a lot of that, is a slump, and it's exposing the problem on defense. It's really what it is. It's exposing it. Having this slump being as long as it is, brings a focus to it. Julian was saying he thought they played well enough to probably split those 8 games 4-4. And if they did that, we wouldn't be so focused on the defense right now like we are. But, it exposes the problem, and you got to take care of the problem now. Because if they can have this 8 games, they could do it again later in the season. You don't want that to ever happen again. So, yeah, so that's my thought on that. Do I think Caulfield is the best prospect in the league? No, I'm not going to say he's the best prospect in the league. He's the best prospect we've had in the longest time. He's the best shot out of the prospects. He has the best shot that I've seen. There's a few good ones, though. But no, I don't think he's the best, but he's right up there with the best. Take out Cousins, add McCarron, in my opinion. I don't know about that. I think McCarron could be added up here. We did have... they were only carrying 22 on the Rock. They can carry 23. So there was room for the extra guy. I think if McCarron earns it, he should come up. I think Cousins just shouldn't be playing on the second line. That's just not a spot for him. I don't know why he was playing on the second line wing. It didn't make any sense to me. So I think it's more of that. I think Cousins has done a great job so far this year. I don't think he's hurt us. Let me see now. Can I say a Gospasier trade? I don't know, because the talks kind of died down, so I don't know what's going on with that. Gospasier, it's just rumor. We can give all kinds of what we think, but there's no talk anymore. But something's got to be done. Montreal's got to do something. I just hope Primo's not what's a deflection for us to concentrate on and forget about the problem he's having on defense. I just hope that's not what it's about. Joe is saying, personally thinks Cousin and Thompson are great together. That's a great fourth line. I think so too. Call up McCarron and replace Wheel with him maybe. That's a possibility. I could see that. Wheel hasn't wowed us at all. What is my thoughts on Keith Kincaid being placed on waivers? Well, look at the numbers he was giving us. So I had said something's gonna have to be done there. I talked about it for probably a couple of weeks now, on and off, that he's not doing his job, and I just didn't expect them to waive him. Honestly, I didn't. So it's a little surprise. He cleared waivers. That's a good thing. He'll go down. He'll play some games, and hopefully find his game again. And by playing 4 or 5 games in a row, he'll get some action. He'll get back into whatever he needs to do to get back to being a decent goalie again. Yeah, he's on the second line again. I see that. I just don't like that. I don't understand why they're doing that. Yeah, don't take it out on him. He's not his fault where he's playing. They're putting him out there. It's not really his fault. He can only do what he can do. The thing is, don't put a player like that in a position like that. One game, okay, I could understand it maybe, but not 2 in a row. Kind of weird. So I'm looking for good things here. Problem is Greece. I don't call him Greece. Grice It's got really good numbers. They've got good goaltending. Varlamov really responded to the tandem there, and they got good numbers, both goalies. So hopefully we don't run into another hot goalie like we have been so many times. And I expect them to look pretty decent here. Hang on a second. Okay. Carson was captain for St. Louis. He gave his seat to Gretzky. I don't know where that came from. Where'd that come from? Oh, Nolan, your dad's at this game? Your dad's in Montreal? That's cool. Zach, move Armia up to that second line. He's deserved it. Isn't Armia playing on the second line with them? But look how he's... You say that, but Armia's playing really well right now on that third line wing again. If he keeps scoring... Ooh, he whiffed on that shot. If Armia keeps scoring and he's on the third line, that's fine, because if we can get that third line scoring again, that's going to be so helpful. I just don't like having to put Cousins there to make that happen. Hey, did he cut? He didn't come here just for the game, I would think, right? But that's cool. It's cool your dad's here today. New York Islanders have the best goalie coaches in the league instead of giving the Jennings to Varlamov or Grace. Great. Again, I said it. Grace. They should give it to the goalie coach. Yeah. Yeah, they do some good job. They do a good job there with the goalies. Because there was a question whether Varlamov would be as good as Lehner, but it looks like he is. His numbers are really good. I just hope we can solve Grice tonight. But remember what I said. Montreal might look like they're playing better and everything, but just they take such advantage of the mistakes. The Islanders, you got to be very careful. They're dangerous at all times. Ugh. Come on, guys, clear the puck. I think he took a shot and hit his own guy who was on his knees in front of the net. That was a nice shot, but I didn't see who shot that. Suzuki, figure. A nice shot by Suzuki there. He needs to shoot more. Don't you guys find Nick Suzuki? He needs to shoot a little bit more. I find he's he'll get there. He's not fully comfortable, but his game is really coming around. I like that kid. You wouldn't be able to tell if you look at my channel. I like Suzuki. Speaking of goalie coaches, do you think Stefan Waite should remain as ours? Do you think we should hire someone like Huet or Budai? Filling for Waite. I don't know. I haven't really ever thought about it. He has done such a good job up till now. But you have to admit he didn't really cut it with Niemi last year. And he didn't do anything with Kincaid. At least we can assume maybe. But hey, listen, maybe just Kincaid isn't going to be, maybe he's kind of on the other side of his career. I would hope not, anyway. Okay, why? Oops, Shane Corson? I didn't see anything about Shane Corson before. So almost 5 minutes into this first period. It looks like they're feeling each other out. Am I right or wrong? There's nothing really... Montreal's getting some chances, but nothing's connecting. And I don't mean by scoring, but even the chances aren't getting fully executed. But they're getting in there. Something to build on. And you're right. You guys know Mete out 2 weeks, right? At minimum of 2 weeks with an ankle injury. So these defensemen, and that's why I was kind of surprised they called up Pekka and not maybe like a Leskinen, somebody who might be able to just help out for a little while. So yeah, they got this defense is all we got right now. So hopefully nobody gets hurt, and they play like they did against Boston. I'm not even sure what the pairings are. I didn't see anything. I was out all day, so I didn't get to see anything about. I see Kulak's out there, and I can't tell who he's out with. I don't know. Niemi looked fantastic in his first year with us. He outplayed Price by a mile. Yeah, too bad his time here in Montreal didn't end the way we wanted to. Yeah, he had that good season, and then he fell right off. Do I think that the Habs are going to call up Paling or make some trades in the future? Well, I'm expecting a trade, Riley. I really am. Something for defense. I don't expect Paling coming up yet. Because I think if they were going to call Paling up soon, they would have called him up instead of Pekka. Paling's not ready yet, and I think they don't want to call him up till Bouchard basically tells him that he's ready. Tells him that. I think that's what's going on with that. Now, I could be wrong. But I would have thought Paling would have been the guy if they're calling up not a defenseman, they're calling up another player too. So, but from what I understand, he's playing okay, but he's not wowing them yet. So he's got a little bit of work to go, which is cool. He'll be ready when he's ready. Don't want to rush him either. Joe saying, honestly, I think other players in Laval have looked better than Paling this year. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Belzile or McCarron to you should be called up over him, at least for this year. And I hear a lot of talk about Lucas Vadimo, that although he might have fallen off a little bit, but for a while there, they were expecting Vadimo to be called up. So we'll see. Look, we'll see how it goes. But I don't think Paling's ready. I think Paling we might not even see till next year. Oh boy, clear that. I'm not clearing. Get the puck. Come on, guys. Okay, they're breaking down. Come on. That's it. Break it up. Yeah, from what I can tell, from what I'm watching there, it looks like they're not getting outplayed by the Islanders. If anything, they might be spending a little more time in the Islanders zone. And, they're at least starting that way. It's better than them being outplayed. But from what I understand, the Islanders never really look like they're outplaying another team, but they just win. They capitalize on the mistakes. That's their bread and butter this year. Who do I think the rookies are going to be next year? We do have a lot of options. Well, I think my guess is Romanov and Romanov, Caulfield, Paling. Those are pretty much my three options. And then you might add Josh Brook, depending on how he's progressing. But I'm going with Romanov, Paling, and Caulfield. Any combination of those guys. What do I think rumors about Bergevin trying to get Lafreniere? No. There's nothing to that. You know why? It's very simple, Riley, why. It's a lottery system. If you tank, you're not guaranteed to get it anyway, so why tank? No, I wouldn't put anything to that. Looking like Grice is going to shut us down this game. This is going to suck. Well, look, it's only 8 minutes into the game. So it's a little early. I know we're all nervous for the win, but it's a little early to be, to be all gloom and doom. It's not over yet. If they can keep doing this, they'll put one or two past them. Romanov is going to be great. He's a bulldog. Yeah, I think Romanov is going to be great. The thing is, if we expect too much from him in his first season, it might be a mistake. He's a defenseman. He might need a season to adjust here in the NHL. But I think he's going to be a great defenseman. He's really looking pretty awesome out there. His game is kind of well-rounded. He hits. He just does everything, it seems like, So, and then I like this Norlinder guy. I don't know. I hear so much good about him. I see some of his highlights. I really like Norlinder. So, there's a good crop of players coming up in the next few years I really, really like. And that really hasn't happened in a long time. Like a really, really, I'm saying really a lot, but a really long time. Riley, going to Montreal for the Habs versus Dallas, February 15, hoping they win. Well, that's the day after my birthday, believe it or not. Well, it's nice that you're coming into Montreal. Maybe, I'm not promising, but maybe something, I don't know, something might be going on. Like I said, I would really like to, at least once this season, try to have a little get together here in Montreal. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Joe saying, I didn't know this, but Plekanec is actually still playing. Yeah, in the Czech Republic. Yeah, this I knew. He's playing very well, and that's cool. I think he's also going to be on, like he plays any of the world kind of, so he plays for the country, and he's playing in a league there. They look good so far. Lots of shots. I smell goals coming. Well, this is it. They got to keep the shoots. They got to keep them shoots on there on the net. They got to keep shooting on net because, look, Greiss is a good goalie. He's got really great numbers. It's not going to be easy to score on him, and you got to just keep shooting at the guy. The 2 Super Bowl games. It has nothing to do with football. For me, I hate that weekend only because it's back-to-back games, and they're usually 1 o'clock starts or really early starts. Excuse me. It just screws with my schedule. The only thing I like about that is they're early games, so it's all done. I got the whole evenings to myself, or, to do other things. Zach, have you been to Montreal before? Peter, Greiss is a good goalie. He's a good goalie. It's going to be, I said that in the preview, it's going to be tough. He's going to be tough. His numbers are good. He's playing well. Now, like I said, the team, we're going to get a lot of shots on him because they do that. They give up shots. They don't look the best, but don't make a mistake against them. Yeah, Zach, both 1 p.m. That's it. I hate that about it. Ugh. But, hey, listen, it is what it is. Christmas is coming soon. Yay! I'm usually not a big Christmas guy, but for some reason this year I'm not super into it, but I'm into the spirit of the season. And I live there's a bunch of apartments where I live. It's a bit of an apartment complex type of thing. And every year, less and less Christmas lights. I love Christmas lights. That's like I always have since I'm a kid. I love all the colors, so I love that in the window, and there's less and less all the time. I hate that. Nolan, you've been to Montreal 3 times. All right, you got family out here, I imagine, maybe? Zach, this is your 4th year going for that weekend. Love it every time. Cool. Montreal's a great city. Just a great city. Come party and do stuff. You're going to Warwick, Quebec in January for a week. It's a school exchange thing. Well, that's cool. Warwick. I'm trying to think where Warwick is. I can't off the top of my head place where that is. Probably Eastern Townships. Sounds like an Eastern Townships place. Habs fan. So where are you from, Habs fan, that you've come here? You've been here 3 times. It is a nice place in general. It is. Used to be much better back in my day. Where are you from? Alexander says, I don't want Hall injury prone and we need to fix the defense. Yeah, that's my whole point. Yeah. I just don't understand why the need to get Taylor Hall when we haven't fixed the defense. You want to fix the defense and then say, okay, well, now we can go get Hall. It's harder to argue against, but not till the defense is fixed, man. Come on. So, yeah. I keep faith. Next year's rookies, Lafreniere. It's such a long shot to say. I mean, we'd have to win the lottery or be lucky enough to have first overall, like have that and not lose it to the lottery. Imagine you tank, you're last, you get first pick overall, but you lose it to the lottery draft, the way they pick. Can you imagine that? I wouldn't. I don't think I want to put myself in that. Oh, someone's saying there's orange cones. Yeah, Joe, there's just another 5 years of the road construction. It's just frustrating. That's the only problem right now, the biggest problem right now in Montreal. The only other problem in Quebec is the government, but that's beside the point. From Halifax, all right. Now that's a city I would love to go visit. One day I will go out there, but I've never been to Halifax, and I would like to go there. Halifax, no, yeah, the whole. I'd like to go visit the PEI provinces, PEI, the maritime provinces. Yeah, Lecky. I didn't see it because I'm looking up here. But Lehkonen, that's what a lot of people don't understand or don't realize. I think a lot of people don't. That yeah, he's not hasn't been greatest offensively, but man, this guy's got a good all around game, and we'd miss him. That's why I heard talk that he would be involved. Maybe we'd have to give up a Lehkonen to get Taylor Hall, and I don't like that. As much as I thought he was expendable last year at the beginning of first started doing the videos, quickly by the end of the season I realized that Lehkonen was a valuable piece to this team. It wasn't just about scoring with this guy. And he's the kind of guy, the things he does, you need this on your team. He could be the reason why we wouldn't need a Paul Byron when you have a Lehkonen. Does the same kind of stuff. There's a power play. Didn't even know that. Okay, great. Power play. This is well, you know what? Their power play is a half a goal less than ours, like half a percentage, excuse me, less than ours. So they're not horribly dangerous. So if we could play if they do that, it should be okay on the power play or against the power play. I was worried they'd have one of those, awesome power plays like Boston, but Boston's leading the league that way. If we don't get Lafreniere, the Habs could still get good players like Byfield. Yeah, this is true. This is true. I don't want to see it. I don't think it's ethical to tank, and I wouldn't want to tank. Sorry, guys, having trouble keeping up with the phone. Got to say, shorthanded, we look great. Still pushing offensively on the PK. Cool. Anton Lundell would be a nice fit for Montreal in the draft. Listen, I got to tell you something. There's a lot of good players in the draft, so I think, you can. I think they'll get a good pick. There's so much. This draft is going to be really deep. Obviously, the top guys are the best. I get that, but it's still a good draft. And the way Montreal has been drafting lately, I trust them to do a good job. Nolan, they can't because the rights to it were bought by TSN. And CBC and Sportsnet did not want to pay the money that was for the rights. So TSN was able to. So if you watch TSN, that's why you see it there. And it's just odd to not see CBC, Hockey Night in Canada, can't play the hockey theme song. Like, it's the weirdest thing. But it's been about 5 years, I think, now. Maybe 6 or whatever, since that goddamn Rogers contract. I hate that contract by Rogers. That they got all the rights. It makes it so hard for us. If I want to see all the games, if I'm not watching them like this, streaming, I only got one site. I don't have to worry. But if I want to literally see all the weekend games and the weekday games, I have to have TSN and Sportsnet. Because Sportsnet doesn't usually show much during the week, and TSN doesn't get any weekend games. That are Habs games, anyway. I just think that's not fair. I'm on a limited budget as it is. I can't afford $20 for each, because you got to get 5 channels. Sportsnet and TSN, they're each 5 channels, and you can't get just the one you want. You got to get all 5. So, it's ridiculous. But Knockwood, this site that I'm watching on has been really good. Has been, really good. I've done a lot of this kind of streaming, and it's frustrating, but this site has been A1. The only reason that this gives me any problems is my Wi-Fi is not great here, so it's not strong, or the computer's card isn't good enough, whichever one it is. Okay, I haven't seen a lot of your questions because I've been babbling away because, hey, listen, it's my show, okay? So I'm talking, okay, guys? No, so I haven't seen a lot of your questions. So sorry about that. Riley, what are my thoughts on Don Cherry? I don't really want to go into that here, but if you do want to hear what I think about it, and it's not to get you to go watch one of my videos, but I think 3 podcasts ago, and you'll see it if you go on my list, it says the Don Cherry controversy, talking what was I called? I was calling it the video podcast. It's now called the Penalty Box. But yeah, 3 podcasts ago, I talked for about 25 minutes about Don Cherry. I don't really want to repeat it all here, so if you really want to know, I stand by what I said back then. And you might be surprised at my take on it, actually. So I never try to plug myself like that. That's kind of shamefully plugging yourself. But it's a very interesting take, I find, and if you really want to know, you got to go do that. Shame on you, whoever just said fire Julian and hire Babcock. Are you kidding me? No Babcock. Babcock you won't see get hired again. Babcock's done. He's done. And if you want to know why, the one after Don Cherry, the following week, I talked about like last week, I think it was, Babcock and 2 weeks ago, Babcock and Peters, or last week. I don't know. I'm old, guys. So if you want to know Don Cherry, podcast, Babcock and Bill Peters, podcast. And tomorrow's podcast, I think I'm going to talk about the defense problems and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about what I feel needs to be done. I'm going to talk about whether I think Julian or Bergevin need to be fired or not. I'm going to give my opinions on all these things. So, and I have like one question from you guys. So you guys not supporting me asking questions. And if Habby Nation comes in or you're there, what you asked me, I couldn't pull it out of the stream the other day. So if you want a question, you got to go in the comments, not in the chat. So if you guys have any comment or questions you'd like me to answer in the podcast tomorrow, I'd love you to ask them for me, but do it in the comment section, not here in the chat, because I can't find them. It's too hard to pull that all out. But I need questions. I've only got one. And so I'm going to be talking about what's going on with the team, what's wrong. I'll talk about now a little bit more about Kincaid going down and Primo coming up. And it's good because we've got this game, so it's going to help in what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So I hope you guys will look for it. It'll be out tomorrow afternoon. The podcast. There is 0 score, 0-0. Cryptic Soar. I don't know if I've seen that one before. Welcome in, buddy. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. But yeah, it says 0-0. And from what I understand, pretty decent game. I can't concentrate till the second and third period. Too much on it, but I don't see Montreal getting outplayed. Thompson almost scored. I'm going to see it here then. Hang on, guys. I'm going to watch this. He's got the puck. He's in the zone. Oh, yeah. Wow, Grice thought it went through. Grice thought it went through. I love when you make the goalie look behind him. Speaking of podcasts, Rick, if you don't mind, I've got a suggestion. Would you like to do a top 5 prospects of the week? I think that would be interesting. I can comment that in case you forget. Yeah, put it in the comments. I'll try. I'm finding it hard to be following the prospects too much. But maybe if I do one video a week where, and then I spend that day going over everything, I could probably do it. But yeah, definitely leave it in the comments. Anything, even if you think I might not like it, don't worry. Leave your ideas in the comments. If you guys have a great idea that I really like, I'm gonna put it in and do it. I shamelessly steal the ideas that are given to me. That's not stealing when you put them in the comments. But no, I have no trouble doing that. I like that. If I like that you give me some ideas and I use them, and hopefully you like that I'm using them, and we're all good. One hand washes the other. And that's any video that I put out. If you have an idea that you want me to hear or anything like that, put it in the comments. I read all my comments. Sometimes it takes me a while to get to them, and sometimes I don't answer that much. I'll give you a heart and a thumbs up, but it's because I'm either very busy or I don't really find anything to comment on, just like, oh, I agree with you. But I read them all, and I comment on most of them anyway. So yeah, and that's a rule for any video, anything I do. You want something for me to know for next time, or you have an idea for me, in the comment section. Definitely, I read them. Even on these live streams, I'll go back and I'll read the comments. We could trade for a pick. Older fans tell me. Ooh, it keeps going up. Oh, that's how we drafted Lafleur, my second favorite Hab behind Cornway. Cornway is a great player too. Lafleur's mine, and that is, they traded, the names are leaving me. They traded a guy to LA to keep, because they had the pick. I'm not sure how they got Golden Seals pick. They had their first overall pick, and then they made a trade to LA to help them stay above Golden Seals, to ensure the Golden Seals would finish last and they would get the first overall pick in Lafleur. So that's where the trade was, to LA. They gave him a defenseman, can't remember, Ralph Backstrom, and it made them a little better, LA. And my internet connection's unstable. If you're having hearing me, it's because of that. Just hang on. Made a fantasy trade and got Anderson. Gonna be hard not wanting the Leafs to lose all the time. Yeah. Well, you know what? In hockey pools, I'll pick up a Leaf, but in general, it depends who it is. But I'll take a Leaf player sometimes, a Boston player if it's a good one. Like, I'd take Pasternak. I hate the guy now, but I'd take him in a pool. You got to be smart. You're playing a pool, be smart, you know. There's certain players I won't take, but there's a lot of them I would. Yeah. I've had Anderson before, and yeah. I think I've got Morgan Riley currently. I've got 3 pools going, so yeah, I've got a couple of Leafs. But in general, I'll try to one Leaf, 1 Bruin. I don't try to get more than that. Where I'll usually have 3 to 5 Habs, depending on who I can get and whether it's worth it or not. I'm a little disappointed. I got Suzuki in a couple of them, and he's doing okay, but I was hoping he would do more. And everyone laughed at me that I took him as high as I did. Do I think Price's contract is going to bite Habs in the ass? No. And in this way, yes, it's tough on the cap right now, but if they do have to move him, maybe I should say that differently. I'm even thinking of Weber, because they're set up the same way. There was a lot of money up front, so they're not actually paying him a lot. It's just what it counts against the cap is the problem. I guess it could. If they trade him and he retires early, they're going to be on the hook for some of the money. Some of the money that has to go against the other team's cap, it'll go against their cap. So like with Shea Weber, he's in that situation. If Shea Weber were to retire, say, tomorrow, Nashville would have, I heard somewhere about $4 or $5 million go against the cap for a couple of years because of the way they paid him. It was all up front. Right now, Montreal pays him like $1 million a year. He does not make a lot of actual salary. It's $7 million against the cap. So yeah, so maybe that's one reason why it might not behoove. There's an old-fashioned word. It might not behoove Montreal to trade Price in case he has to retire earlier because of injury, because they're going to get dinged on the cap if that happens. That's one of the problems when you front load a contract, is that if a guy retires early, stuff like that, it really comes back on you on the cap. Do I think a trade is coming soon? Yes, Habs fan, I do. I really do. I think they got to do something about defense. I'm just hoping, I just said it just before, that the bringing Primo up isn't a distraction to the fans, and then they don't do anything on defense. This is what I'm hoping that's not what they're doing. But I expect they're going to have to make a trade. Because think about it like this. We've got 2 puck-moving defensemen that you could really call puck-moving defensemen right now, and that's Mete, who's injured, and Petrie. You need 1 puck-moving defenseman pretty much on each pairing, don't you? I think so. You don't match them up together in general. You have usually a more stay-at-home guy and a puck mover. And we're missing one, and we're missing one. The one we're really missing is the guy you want on that first pairing. So it's a big hole, and they got to do something about it. And the answer is not in Laval. The answer may be Romanov. But I wouldn't want to guarantee that for next year, so I think it still behooves them to go out and make a deal. Is that a clever way of using behooves? That's actually the right way. If you guys never heard the word before, behooves, because you don't know, not too many people use it anymore. It's the right way to use it. Sometimes they don't show Laval games, but for the most part, now the comment goes away. Most part, they do. Not every game, but they. I have nowhere to really watch them. Every time I've tried, I got to pay to do it. I am not doing that. And Alexander's saying, thanks, Rick. Didn't know that. I can breathe easier. Okay, I'm not sure what. I know it's something I just said, but glad to give information if I know it. Sometimes I'm wrong, but I think on what you're saying, I know that for a fact. Off topic, but RDS is better than TVA. Yeah. RDS is way better than TVA. Look, and TVA is more... I find this TVA, if you want to say it in English, but I'm from Montreal, so it's TVA. They are more towards the right-leaning French viewer, whereas RDS is more towards the left-leaning or central. It's less political, and as an English guy, I would watch RDS, where I don't really like watching TVA. Is that fair to say? I'm not trying to be too political. I'm English. You got to know I'm not a separatist, and I don't really like that. But my ex-wife is French, so I have nothing against French people. Just I don't like anybody who doesn't like me because I'm English. I just don't get it. Jose Theodore worked for TVA, I believe, or used to. Yeah, Theodore's a character. I'm not saying he's a bad guy or anything, but his family, he's got a rough and tumble family, and he's a regular guy, Theodore. We almost scored. I miss all that. Yeah, the period's almost over. We'll go a couple of minutes into the intermission. We'll go till we're at 60 minutes for tonight. And yeah, I'm hoping the rest of the game we're leading in shots. It's 11-7, which is a good sign that we're leading in shots. So we must be holding our own the whole period, even though I haven't watched it. Yeah. RDS is just the French version of TSN. That's right. It's more of a for everybody. Yeah, they do. They have diversity. Well, I'm telling you, hey, we just scored. Right on. Right on. Deno gets it. Who had Deno? Anybody pick Deno? I didn't see any Denos. I had Domi. All right. Montreal, do you go to a restaurant, they expect you to speak French. That's what my teacher told me. No, don't. I wouldn't say that. It depends where you're going to eat. If you're in a regular area, if you're not in the East End, maybe. East End might be. But if you're downtown or out in the West End or NDG, anything like that, Côte-des-Neiges, no, that's not true. That's not true. So don't worry. You can look. I'm English. I can get by in French, but I get by most of my life in English. Always had jobs where I worked. I was fine with my English. So no, you could be English and do fine here. It helps to learn the language. Anywhere you go, you want to speak the language. So it's great to be able to know what they're saying to you, and when you know what to say to people who are French if they can't understand English. So it's great. I like that. But I've done pretty good by living in English. Yeah, what a nice way to get a goal. This is great. See, this gives me confidence tonight. Last minute goal in the first period sets up the rest of the game. And like I said, the key here for the rest of the game before we go out, they got to limit their mistakes, because don't get too high on everything, because that New York Islanders team will capitalize on a mistake when you think you're doing great. So that's something to look for. But yeah, 1-0 going into the first. I said 1-1, but this is better. Joe, you're Italian, so you go to many Italian restaurants here in Montreal. Some speak English. That's right. And listen, Joe's Italian, so all Italians, you guys speak 3 languages. So Joe's Italian. I'm sure he speaks French, English, Italian. And like, it's nothing they don't even think twice about it. Well, I speak 3. Why don't you speak 2? So There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't like the prejudice of the separatists. That's all. Zach, hey Rick, what's your suggestion for good food near the Bell Center? I haven't been down there long enough to really give you a good. I couldn't. I don't know. It's changed. It's changed since I really hung around down there, restaurants wise and all that. But from what I understand, there's lots of good food right at the Bell Center. So I don't know the validity of that personally, but I hear there's lots of good food. You've got Mountain Street right over there. Mountain's got a bunch of restaurants. You're not far from Bishop and Crescent and all that. You're not far anyway from anything, so you'll find some good food. Look up online. Yeah, I would look up online and see what they say about good restaurants, and you'll find good food. There you go. I'm not sure what will push them to work even harder. Well, most Italian people I know here speak 3 languages. I'm sure not everybody, but there you go. Okay, so listen, we're at 60. We're over that. So I'm gonna take off. Thanks everybody. This was a lot of fun. I've been having so much fun on these live streams more and more all the time. It was a lot of fun. I hope they're gonna win. It's really looking good. Tonight we're gonna break this winless streak, and I don't have to wear black anymore. Although my last video I didn't because I was pumped up. Okay, so hey Joseph, first time seeing you up there. If you're just coming in, bad timing. Sorry, first period's over. But thanks for coming in, and hi and bye. So everybody, take care. Thanks for coming in. Can't say that enough. What did I want to say? Thursday, doing the same thing Thursday, Friday. So I hope to see you there. See you there. Did I say it right? And I'm doing something. Oh, yeah, my podcast tomorrow. Please, everybody, check it out. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Thanks, everybody. Go, Habs, go. Let's kick the Islanders' ass and get that win. Bye, everybody. Yeah, I got to press that button. Right on or it doesn't do anything. See, it didn't. I think I'm off here. And it's bye, everybody. It's one of those kind of buttons. If I don't hit it right, it doesn't do nothing.